In a world where one text can go viral instantly, communication is key these days, whether you're online or in person. My next guest has written a book with advice to help us rein in the urge to speak first and think later. He's Kevin McCarney, the author of Big Brain, Little Brain, How to Control Which One Speaks for You. Glad to have you with us, Kevin.
And thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And you say having control over your words is critical to your success, huh?
It is everything. I come from an extremely large family, and I've been in the customer service business most of my life. And what I notice is a pattern of when people react or speak impulsively in the moment, there's a negative ripple effect to that moment that can come back and bite them later. So the book is about the big brain, the neocortex, we know everything we're supposed to say. And then the little brain, that reptilian brain that just wants to get out that comment that we think is going to make us feel good. But then later on, it comes back and bites us.
We're human, right? You know, we get frustrated, we get angry, we get stressed out. But you believe there are ways for us to take charge over those emotions.
And yes, I think especially coming up with the holiday season, there's a couple, I think, couple of tips I can help people with. And that is one is, in every situation, you may get surprised. You may get in a situation you've never been in before. Somebody may jump on you in a conversation. Number one, control your tone. If you can control your tone, you can control the conversation. And this is a key component that they didn't teach us in school. But when you can control the tone, you can control where that conversation is going. If they're going high on their tone, don't try to out-tone them. Bring them back to your tone. Keep your tone solid. And I think that one of the best examples of that is I was a long day at work. I come home. I just want to go in and sit down because it's been 18 hours. And I walk in the door and there's 20 choir kids singing at the top of their lungs a Foo Fighter song. And it just hit me like, whoa. And it's like, okay, what do we got going here? And my okay and breathing out like that sort of diffused my anxiety. And so that's what a state that I call neutral, where if you can get to neutral, instead of letting your emotions take over the moment and your little brain speak for you, because controlling the tone, if I had said that, okay, what do we got going here? Whoa, same exact words, but a completely different message. So the controlling the tone this holiday season is going to be important. Getting to neutral is going to be important.
And along with tone and neutral, your book identifies 21 tools your big brain can tap into for better communication. And you say a huge part is developing awareness of the forces that activate the primal brain. Explain that for us.
Yeah, I think that what happens is there's so many situations that they call it the fight or flight brain, the fight or flight response, but it's really, there's a big chasm there. In the middle is neutral. You don't have to fight and you don't have to flee, but if you can get to neutral, you can pivot. Neutral is an instant awareness of that moment. And the gentleman named Viktor Frankl, a neuropsychologist from the 40s who survived 4 different concentration camps, said between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space is where we get to choose. That choice space is neutral. And it really comes down to get to neutral and instant awareness. I ask people, find their neutral word. My neutral word is okay. So when I say okay, that signals to my big brain, take over. Don't let the little brain finish this conversation. You're in a pressure moment. You're in the awareness of the moment. It's like an instant mindfulness. Oh, I'm in a tough situation. Let me make sure I don't make mistakes. So the idea is get to neutral, pivot, and have some neutral words that signal to your big brain. Some people it's alrighty. Some people it's like gosh or okay, but it really does help.
So the key to finding that neutral is just finding that key word that works for you.
We all have one. We don't see it as a tool all the time, but we all have one.
And I love this. So many of us struggle with it, and that is listening. You say that is the key to controlling our words as well.
Listening lets you understand where the other person is at. Instead of just trying to jump in with your conversation and win the argument, instead of just continuing your monologue, the idea is listening allows you to have a dialogue with the other person. You're listening to where they are, to their tone, what kind of a mood they're in. And that listening is critical. I think it's so impactful to today in so many different situations. We've been, in this pandemic for so long right now. people are a little pent up, and so they sometimes want to lash out at anything they can because they've had no control for so long, and so sometimes they'll try to over control under pressure of the moment and say the wrong thing. But it really does come down to controlling your ability to listen to that person and literally try to visualize what they're saying. So you're really looking them in the eye.
And listening, then responding. And it's not just our words we need to control sometimes. Those facial expressions too, right? They often say a lot.
Yeah, the first expression is the first impression, and that happens quite a bit. I will say one more thing. It's important this holiday season is, not just your expression, especially with masks right now. You have employees wearing masks. You can barely see their smile. So we've kind of taken smiles off the page for the last year and a half. And so look at their eyes, because their eyes will smile. People, even with a mask on, their eyes will smile. And in our business, we treat our employees, customer service, smile with your eyes, and the customer will come along.
I think we heard it on Annie, right? You're never fully dressed without a smile.
One of my favorites, my daughters too, And the other thing I'll say is that a lot of holiday parties, there's a concept in the book we talk about called good gossip, and that is saying something nice behind somebody's back when they're not there, because everybody will hear everything that's said at every holiday party eventually. They'll all hear everything. So control your tone and control your words. Recognize that it's an opportunity to say something nice about somebody, and let that be the ripple effect.
I love that. Good gossip. Kevin, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and your advice.
Len, I so appreciate the time. Thank you, sir.
And you can get a copy of Big Brain, Little Brain, How to Control Which One Speaks for You. It's available on Amazon and at independent bookstores nationwide.